Chapter 15. The two friends sat awkwardly with each other. There hadn't been much uneasiness when they first met, but the waitress had seen both of them in there separately before a few times, and had kind of struck up conversations with each in the past. As they arrived, bumping into each other on the promenade around 30 feet from the entrance, the waitress said, "I didn't know you guys were a couple." Embarrassed cries of "We're not" from Javea were accompanied by a redness on both of their faces, and that was enough to kill the conversation dead as they sat at a table on the balcony overlooking the sea. Both had their body pointed away from the other, looking out to the Med, watching the swimmers and paddleboarders go about their business of slowly making their way out from the pebble beach to the deeper waters, and then moving at a much faster rate on their daily exercise. Angelica envied their bravery. Even at this time of year, she imagined the sea to be cold enough to give you goosebumps. Javea had tried open water swimming. He preferred cycling or running as his form of exercise. He would do it again, but he was in no rush to participate. The sun danced off the seas, reflecting back into the eyes of the two. At pretty much the same time, they removed their sunglasses from the top of their heads onto the bridge of their nose. This near-synchronized action broke much of the tension. They laughed. "So, how's your day been?" Javea inquired, starting where he should have 10 minutes earlier. The only voice around their table had been the waitress who Javea asked to come back in a few minutes. "It's been a strange one, and I thought yesterday was going to be the strangest day of my week, having seen a man die right in front of my eyes. I guess we all have weeks where we don't expect. I can't offer anything else except for that pearl of wisdom, I'm afraid. All I can say is that I'm here if you need to talk." "Thank you, Javea, I know, but sometimes you can't just talk something out." "A problem shared? Yeah. So how about you? How's your day been?" "Paperwork. Least favourite part of what I do. But it did give me a couple of people to speak to. And you," Javea explained. He had made 3 calls from the stack of papers on his desk. 2 went to voicemail. The other was Angelica. He had his phone on full volume in case one of the others called him back. He couldn't miss that call. "Well, sounds like some progress being made. Not sure I can say the same." "Tell me more." "There was something off at the festival. The guy who knocked the other one off the horse wasn't wearing the same uniform as everyone else around him. I thought maybe he was from a different regiment or whatever they call them, but I happened to bump into the woman who made all the costumes this morning at school. She confirmed that all the costumes were the same. Then when I was back at the same place this morning, a man walked towards me. Then he walked away quickly from me. I followed. You called. He ran away. Again, nothing concrete. He didn't look or feel right, though. I don't have anything that you can use in court, but I can tell you this isn't as simple as it looks." Javea mulled over what Angelica had said. He loved listening to her at any rate. Her voice sang as she spoke, the intonation flowing like she said everything as though it was a poem. Even when she was giving him information to decipher, as in this case, he listened to the voice before the words. "That fills in some of the blanks I have. I went to the hospital to speak to the man who wore the wrong uniform. He wasn't there. No injuries. No reason to go to the hospital. Does that fit with your experience?" "I can't see why he wouldn't need any medical attention except for if he was in shock. There was no contact between him and anything that would have caused him harm. It shook me up. It might have shaken him up even more." "No, he was supposedly taken there for injuries to his chest." "Doesn't sound right to me," Angelica offered. They finished their coffees, talking about less fraught topics than the death of a man the night before. But all the while, Javea wanted to finish up and get back to the hospital. He had more questions to ask.